Every organization's security team is struggling with MCP server deployment. The developers are one-off adding MCP servers that they see on GitHub or Slack, and security teams have no way of understanding which MCP servers are running and if they're safe for use. Stacklok solves this problem by bringing enterprise-grade security to MCP server deployment through our open-source platform, ToolHive. ToolHive has a registry, which acts like an app store for your MCP servers that I'll show you a little later on in this demo. We have a secure runtime that hosts MCP servers in isolated containers, and we have a gateway that handles all inbound traffic and enforces organizational policies. Now, I'm going to show through the Stacklok Claude plugin how we can enforce that Claude only calls secure MCP servers hosted in ToolHive through a hook. So installing this plugin is very easy. We're using Claude's existing kind of plugin distribution mechanism. So you're going to go to Claude and you're going to add the Stacklok Claude Hook plugin. Once this is installed, you go back and you're going to install the Stacklok Hook. So what this is going to do is it is going to add two things. It's going to add this hooks file into your kind of plugin repository. And all this is going to do is it's going to look at all the pre-tool use events that Claude emits. And for ones that are for MCP server tools, right? Because pre-tool use is both internal tools to Claude and all external MCP servers. So this is only looking at the MCP ones. It's going to go ahead and call this little bash script, which is shipped with the plugin. And what this script does is it enforces that the MCP tool called by Claude is one that is hosted in Stacklok's ToolHive. So I'm now going to show you what this looks like from the developer's perspective. This is the developer portal, and this is what allows me as a developer to install something from our registry. So I'm going to go ahead and add an MCP server. I'm going to add it from our registry. Now, our admins have already set up this MCP server for me. They've pointed it to the right organization and group. All I have to do is go here and install it. And you see here now this linear MCP server is running. So I've actually gone ahead and if you look, I have shown above the MCP servers listed. I have 3 of them already running. Now, if you see here, after I ran that ToolHive command to add linear is now shown here. We auto sync all MCP servers in ToolHive to the client of your choice. And for me, it's Claude Code. So here now, because linear is running, I can say something like, what are my to-do issues in linear? And you can see that Claude is going to go ahead and call out to the linear MCP server. Now, because of the hook, this is now approved because it is hosted in ToolHive. Now, I want to run through an experiment, which is what happens if a developer like myself basically goes rogue and installs an MCP server outside of ToolHive. So you can see here, I actually have a local MCP server. I have context 7 added. I use the Claude MCP add command to do this. But again, this is outside of ToolHive. So if I say use context 7 to explain the requests library in Python, for example, it's now going to use the context of an MCP server, or at least attempt to get information from me. And you see here that because of the pre-tool use hook on this MCP call, this one was denied because context 7 is not hosted in Stacklok's ToolHive. So through this very simple hook, you're able to enforce security practices all the way to the Claude Code agent level and guaranteeing that the MCP servers that your clients use and your developers use are secure ones that are hosted by Stacklok.